Greetings and a warm welcome to yet another edition of our online teachings. Today I'm here to address something that is very pertinent, something that is very profound, something that we have struggled with. This is an area where many people do not really understand what is going on. But before I go there, I want you to understand this and keep this in your mind as a believer. The devil can delay your testimony by causing you to delay your prayers. You delay yourself by delaying to pray. You postpone your testimonies by postponing to pray. You steal and rob yourselves of your things for that season, for that time, by robbing yourself time to pray. Whenever you have a contestation in your heart, the other party is saying pray and the other saying I'll pray tomorrow. Have you noticed that most of the times when you want to pray or when prayers are being made in church, something tells you you will pray at home. Don't worry, you will have a lot of time at home, and when you get home you forget about all the thing of prayer. So whenever the devil cannot stop God from giving you something and cannot stop that given thing to reach you, he stops you from praying to qualify for that thing so that you don't get it. So the biggest attack and the most profound attack is when your prayer life is attacked. So at the end of the day, a postponed prayer is a postponed testimony. And hear this, when God says pray and you don't pray, it's disobedience. And when you are told to pray today and you pray tomorrow, it's still disobedience. Delayed obedience is disobedience. Oh yes. And hear this, never listen to people who tell you otherwise, that this and that doesn't work. Look at their life and see what works. If nothing seems to work in their life, don't listen to them if they tell you that this formula is the right formula. Never copy the formula of a failure. Never copy the formula of a failing person. You look at them, you see they've failed financially, they've failed this area, they've failed this area, and they tell you this works, this doesn't work. And that thing that you are talking about is coming from someone who has won in every area of their life. I would rather listen to Dangote or Strive Masiwa than listen to myself and to listen to my grandfather. If my grandfather comes to me and says, my son, going to church does not help you, I will listen to Masiwa Strive and he'll be telling me prayer works. I am what I am because of prayer. I will listen to Masiwa because my Sekuru is poor. Having served Sangomas the rest of his life, he has nothing. So any advice that comes from a failed person is not advice, but a trap. Hear this, child of God, and hear this very well. In this world, under the sun, it's either you fight to get what you want, or you give yourself to Satan so that he allows you to get what you want. The world does not give you what you deserve. It doesn't give you what is due. It gives you what you have fought for. You are the total sum of the battles that you have won. What is around you, what is in your life, is compelled by the victories that you have won in the spirit. Hear this from me and hear this very well. I grew up in a family of rituals, a family that believed in sangomas, but it was a very, very poor family. You cannot cure poverty, you cannot cure anti-marriage through sangomas because that started with them. If you are smelling because of sewage, you don't go back to the sewage to wash your clothes there. Going to a Sangoma to solve a problem that was started by another Sangoma is like taking your smelling clothes back to the sewage pond to wash them. Are we together, people of God? Hear me. Never be deceived. Today, your family is always telling you, we need to do this and that. That has been going on and on and on, going to the history books. Since people started going to Sangomas, they have been going to Sangomas to solve one thing after another. There's never been peace. There's never been rest. But anyway, like I said, today I want to address a certain issue where people are always coming to me and saying, man of God, we are under pressure. Those that do not worship God, they have testimonies. Yet we do not have anything to show for our prayers. The devil is an evangelist, one of the best evangelists. That is why we have people serving the devil knowingly, consciously, and unconsciously, unknowingly. Whenever the devil gets a chance to evangelize, he uses that opportunity very well. Whatever he does, do you know each time the devil holds your testimony, he is evangelizing to you and to the next person to say that prayer doesn't work. What works is what he prescribed to you, which is Satanism, serving him. That's why you see, if somebody goes to a Sangoma today, he gets what he wants very fast. It is evangelism by the devil to say, come to me, do not go to God. And if you go to God, you will invest in so many demons to stop everything until you are frustrated and until you turn back and turn to him. Many people have turned to the devil in search of answers, in search of breakthroughs. They belong to the devil as we are speaking. They are giving testimonies or they are enjoying whatever they have at the expense of their souls. It's either you fight him or you give yourself to him to get what you want. He becomes your source. And you will miss heaven for the sake of marriage and the sake of impatience. You can fight and win, and you can fight until you win. It is possible. Ignore his evangelism. So let's read from John chapter 8, verse 32. It says, John chapter 8, verse 32, it says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Which means anyone who hides the truth is hiding freedom from you. Anyone who gives you the truth is giving you freedom. So whenever you get something which is not the truth, that person is getting you imprisoned, getting you arrested into captivity. So there are things that when you know them, freedom has come. Let me give you an example before I go into my issue. If I'm in the house in darkness and I'm alone and I hear a sound that is sounding like somebody's in the house and somebody is opening the door, when I switch on the lights and find out that there is a paper that is being blown by the aircon and it's producing the sound, I'll be delivered from the fear, the stress and the distress that I was beginning to have, thinking that it's a thief. The sound is not removed. The paper is not removed. Yet the fear that it was causing has been removed by the knowledge that I now have. So you can be free from frustration, from shame, from anything by knowing that God is so faithful, dependable, reliable, capable. What he says is what he does. What he means is what he says, and he says what he means. But anyway, like I said, today I want you to understand something about knowing the truth. I said in this world, it's either you get your things by fighting the devil and his demons until you gain victory. And your testimony will be a testament of your victory against the adversary. Or you get a testimony that is a testament of submission to the devil and his demons. Any ritual is a form of submission. You submit yourself, you give yourself to the devil to get what you want. It's like going back to a thief that has stolen your wheelbarrow and you say, I am going to give you half the price of that wheelbarrow to get it back. Or you say, I'm going to give you money that is worth a car so that you release my wheelbarrow. So at the end of the day, your soul is more valuable, more important, and more precious than anything else. What the devil wants from you is not marriage or a car or anything. He wants your soul, which is very invaluable, very pricey, very precious before God and before the devil. So if you go to him and say, devil, I want to get married, he will say, at what price? And you say whatever you want. He says, come, brew beer, do this ritual, do this and that, and you get married. And you do that, and you get married. What you do not know, because the devil is a liar, is a deceiver. When you give beer, when you give snuff, whatever ritual you go through, it's a ritual of presentation of your soul on his altar, the altar of Satanism. Saka, many people were made to join Satanism to get a job. They were made to join Satanism to get married. They were made to join Satanism to get the business going. And what Satanism means, it is giving your soul to the devil for material gain, for material possession, at the expense of your soul. When you die, you go to hell, you go to the devil, because that's what you gave him, so that he allows you to get what God already gave you, things that he himself was holding. So in a family, you must know the truth, this truth. In a family where girls are under the attack of an anti-marriage spirit, generation after generation, that spirit will manifest different. In the first generation, people can get married to men who are useless. And these women will live like people who are not married, except that they will have a man every day, and they will also have someone in trousers every day. But when it comes to family support, it will be the women supporting the men and the children. So this will be a fake marriage from the devil, so that everyone will rejoice and say, we got married after brewing beer. That's why you see in most cases, when a lady gets married, every family whose marriages are in the hands of a demon, whenever somebody is married, they go to inform the demon and appease it with money. A certain portion of that money is taken somewhere, maybe placed in a clay pot or somewhere, and people do incantations, pyramid or whatever they do. What they'll be doing is telling the owner of the girl to say, somebody has come to ask for your girl in marriage. Do not fight him, do not fight her. We are giving you this money. And when that money expires, 3, 5 years, 10 years, you'll be living in hell. That demon will come after its own wife. That's why most men have dreams, a man telling them to leave their wife. And that's why we have women who are not old ones. You are warned by a spirit. So the truth about marriages is this: if you don't pray if you need to pray and you don't pray, you won't get married. You need to break, you need to destroy whatever holds marriages in your family until and unless you defeat it, you won't receive your marriage from God. So most people now see this and say, we don't want to fight. We are lazy to fight. What do? You go back and appease that spirit, make it happy. What we know is, if you make your enemy happy, you submit yourself and say, my friend, we are your servants here to serve you. Whatever you want, we will do. Please allow us to get married. Yes, girls will begin to get married. And then you'll be told, every August, I need beer, I need a cow. And your parents will be busy doing that. What are they doing? You did not get deliverance from the spirit of anti-marriage. What you did was you appeased the spirit. You negotiated with the spirit. So there is negotiation where you pay so that you get what belongs to you. How do you pay? What you think is used to pay, like beer or money, is not what you pay with. You pay with your soul. The day you agreed with your father, your parents, to do something which is not godly so that you get married, everyone who participated in handing your souls to the devil at the price of material things like marriage, job, car, whatever. So marriage yako yawinayo kana kuti ina uyu isina munamato kuseri kwayo, ine satanism kuseri kwayo. There is a price for everything that you want on earth, either your soul or prayer or Jesus or Golgotha or the cross. Saka ukaona wanonokerwa ne cross, wakutoita cross over kwenda kunopa Satan your soul, and he will give you what you desire, but at the end you go to hell. Saka always know the truth. Kaona munhu aroorwa aitaura kuti ndine vamwe mbuya vakangonondishandira, vanongokudaidai obva vakugezesa vakuendesa kurwizi unopa rice. Hamuna kupa rice, you have given your soul. Vanokuudza kuti tiri kunopa rice, because ukaudzwa kunzi tiri kunopa soul yako iwe kuti uzoenda kugehena, unobva watiza. Because the devil is a deceiver, is a liar. He will never tell you the truth. Kaona panzi tiri kungovapa doro chete, akunyepera yari, si doro rega. Doro riri kuonekwa nemaziso ako, asi maziso ako ari kuona soul yako, ndo yavamupa kuti upiwe marriage, and oroorwa nemurombo futi. Zviri naniwo kunzi ita ritual wopa soul yako kuti uroorwe naBill Gates. Izvi zvekuroorwa natambudzai asina kana bhusu, wapa soul yako. You can't purchase that. You can't buy matches ne 1 million. That's what many people are doing when they do rituals to get married. It's like paying 1 million to get a box of matches. It's not worth it. So the truth is, Jesus is the only way out. Follow what he tells you. Follow what men of God are telling you. Pray, fast, raise altars until you get married. Do not go any other route. And people of God, I want to warn you, never share your problems with people who do not believe. They will take you to get solutions from the devil. Kune vanhu vasingafunge kuti anoudza mai vake kese kasangana nako, mama chakati, asi anoziva kuti mai vake havana mati. The next thing mai vake vari kuenda kung'anga, and ivo vacho vari mudambudziko because vakakura vachiita zveng'anga. Never be advised by anyone to go to a sangoma, nekuti ndo kwakabva ma problems. Like I said kwekutanga, you can't wash your clothes ane sewage neimwe sewage. Chakatangwa neng'anga achipedzwe neng'anga, chakatangwa neng'anga chinopedzwa naJesu. Mirira kusvika Jesu wakusuka wachena. Pang'anga pamiwe hama unochohwa. Pana Jesu chete ndo panomiwa. Kumwe kwese ukamiwa uko kunochorwa munhu. Dai ng'anga dzanga dzakanaka by now, dzakavhara business because ndo dzakagara dziriko nanhasi dziriko kusolva maproblem akatangwa nedzimwe. Saka kureva kuti iskimu yechitsotsi yekutambudza vanhu. Usabvuma kuenda kun'anga. Kana une chekun'anga chiri pauri chiri mumba mako, ndiisire message kuinbox kuti inini ndine dumwa, ndine chakati, ndokuti huya nacho tichipise chiparare uende kuna Jesu. Kana ukafa unofa uchienda kudenga, unoendera gehena kamurume kasina chinhu nekabasa kemuZimbabwe kari kutambirwa mazigi. Ngatityei Mwari.